Good morning, sorry friend. Here's the Muted Man again. At you one more time. It's Friday morning, and Friday morning edition of Walk Through the Word, and other word I call my word for today. And we give God all the praise and honor, and we thank God for each and every one of you. And I come here this morning really the Lord gave me a revelation, and I've been kind of struggling with a few things that I just didn't believe that was of God, and I think that a lot of us was using it to make ourselves look like we were quote unquote religious. I'm still dealing with some of that right now. I won't share that right now just yet because I haven't got my answer yet. But on this I will share because I did get my revelation on what I kind of knew in my head, but I didn't know it in my heart. If you ask God, I can tell you in the book of James, the letter of James said, "You know that if you lack wisdom, ask God." Well, this issue that's so big right now among all the churches, this thing about law versus grace. I want y'all to hear me good now. Law versus grace. It tells us in the New Testament that the law was given by Moses, but grace and truth came by Jesus Christ. Now, we always say Jesus Christ, but I'm quite sure most of all of you Bible scholars know this already, but just in case there might be somebody that don't know this, let me say it again. We say Jesus Christ as being his last name or something. But no, people, Christ was his title. He was the anointed one. That's what Christ means in the Greek. You see, you got to read the New Testament in light of the Greek language because that's the language that it was written in. The Old Testament, however, was written in Hebrew. Now, when we start talking about law and grace, it's just so much debating on law and grace these days until really and truly it's just all the way up to here. I done had it up to here about it. But what I noticed, this is what God made me see. Let me ask you a question. Are you a Jew? Am I a Jew? Naturally. No. No. I'm not. And I don't know who everybody that sees these videos of mine or not, or hears. I don't know what nationality you are, but if you are not a Jew, if you were not born an Israelite, then you're not a Jew. So that means you are what I am. You are a Gentile. Fact, let's go back in time. Look, people, God raised up a nation called the Jews. He handmade that nation. He created that nation with one Gentile man and his wife, Abraham and Sarah. Abram was his name. Abram. God put Ham on it later on. That's a whole nother study. I don't want to go there yet. But Abram and Sarai, that was the two people, the two Gentiles that God used to raise up and to form the Jewish nation as we know it today. Those people are his covenant people. These are the one that was handshaped by God to fulfill the promise of bringing in the Messiah into the world. And his name was Jesus. Remember, that's what Gabriel told Mary, said you should call his name Jesus, for he shall save his people. So Jesus means Savior. Say he shall be Emmanuel, God with us. But look where he come from. He come from the nation of the Jews. This is why Satan hates him so. But I didn't even come here to talk about that. I'm here to talk to y'all today about this issue, and hopefully that I can bring a little light to it for some of us. Because God enlightened me and made me see it in a whole different light. You know what? It's not about whether or not you can keep the law or not. That's not what it's all about. Because you can't keep it. Jesus did that for us. Thank God for Jesus. Jesus completed that mission because, see, back in the annals of time, before time even began, Jesus saw me. I'm just going to use my own self. Jesus saw me coming into this world in 1961. And he saw all the mess that I was going to do. And Jesus looked at his father and said, well, I'm going to have to go. Because Ernest is not going to be able to keep it. Ernest is not going to be able to keep it. In other words, I'm going to more likely have to stop this video. But he said, Ernest is not going to be able to keep it. So he said, I'm going to have to go down. I'm going to have to go down and keep the law for Ernest. And I'm going to do it for him because, see, I know he can't do it. You know how come? Because Ernest can't keep his eyes off of women. Ernest can't stop drinking. Ernest can't stop smoking and cutting the food. Ernest can't do none of this, my father. So I'm going to have to go and I'm going to have to die for Ernest. That was what it was all about. That's the grace, people. That's the grace. In other words, the grace of God was in Jesus. Jesus is the grace that came and did it for us. That's the grace. You are never going to be able to do it. But let me go back to the law. There was nothing wrong with the law. This law was given to the Jews. It was never given to the Gentiles. So I don't know why people keep preaching on the law and the grace that keep preaching the same thing and talking about the same thing. Because first of all, we were never given a law. The Gentiles were never given a law. That law was given to the Jews. And they didn't even keep it. Think about it. They broke the law before Moses got it off the mountain. They had built the golden calf at the bottom of the foothills of the mountain, right before Moses even got off the mountain. They didn't even keep it. But it was for them and they didn't keep it. So how in the world would God expect me to keep something that never was meant for me in the first place? Now y'all read the Bible yourself. Read the Bible yourself. That law was given to the Jews and they agreed and said that they would fully keep it. They did that. The law was never given to me and you as a Gentile. Matter of fact, the Apostle Paul even told his own people. Paul was from the stock of Benjamin. He was from the tribe of Benjamin. Paul was a full-blooded Jew. Yes, sir. And a devout Pharisee. He was a legalistic man of all. And he did his job with zeal. Paul did it. I believe that's why a lot of times God called Paul to take this gospel to the uttermost ends of the earth because of the fact Paul had zeal. He thought he was doing right by persecuting Christians. He thought he was doing right. But when he found out that he wasn't, that same zeal he used to persecute was the same zeal he used to bring to the Christ. So let us just forget about all this arguing about the law and the grace and the law. Stop making distinction between them. You don't have to, because the law was never given to us as Gentiles. People, please, you know what? I beg you to understand that. Read it. Read the book of the law. Read Genesis all the way to Joshua. That was dealing with the Jews. We were Gentiles. We were lost without God in the world anyway. We were serving everything. We didn't know nothing about no law. We could care less about a law. Some of us still don't care about the law. But now that we have the grace of God, Jesus saw fit that he will bring us into the family. Now we do what? By adoption. When I look at the Ten Commandments now, I look at the law that I couldn't keep. You know what? Even after you were born again, you can't keep those laws. Because see, if we could, we wouldn't need Jesus. And God is never going to let us be on this planet without the need of him. Oh, y'all, I can't explain it no better than that. But I'm hoping that somehow that we could put a rest. I think we're spending too much time on this law and grace thing. We're making too much distinction. Let's remember that the grace of God is Jesus that made it possible for me to live the life. Grace is what makes us able to live the life and to accept what Jesus did on Calvary. That's the grace of God, people. But remember, the law was never given to you. The law was given to the Jews. But nevertheless, there's nothing wrong with the law. But it was just something wrong with us. But guess what? Our Redeemer, Jesus, made it possible. So now by his grace, he empowered me. See, the things that I want to do, remember what Paul said. The things that I want to do, that's what I don't do. But it's them things that I don't want to do, that's what I find myself doing. That's that old wicked flesh. And we are forever in it until we be regenerated. And guess what? We are not all going to be changed until he appears. When he appears, then we will be like him. But until then, we're going to be dealing with the ups and downs of life. It's a roller coaster ride. But by the grace of God, we win. That's the most important point. Forget about the law. Forget about all trying to distinguish between what I am doing and what I'm not doing. Just know that if you fail in one area, you fail in every area. But it's because of what Jesus did qualifies us. Thank God for Jesus. This is Minute Man saying, whatever you get into it, God not in it, best you come out of it, because we're going to come to nothing. Till the next video, next Bible study. Peace. Goodbye.